Howdy do. Karen Adamski here with shamamama.com. And today I'm coming to you with an answer to a question. And this question comes from Sara in Portland, Maine. And Sara asks, are you afraid of anything? So Sara, that is such a good question, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but it's like, I feel like this is the best question ever because fear is what planted the seed of everything for me. So fear is almost like a fuel for where I am today. So the answer to your question, Sara, is I have fear like everybody else who's out there as a living being. There is fear there. I was at a time almost debilitated by that, and now I'm not. I can be at times, but I am at this point using fear as a fuel intentionally, and I use my fear as kind of a compass to sort of guide me in terms of where I am with my balance. So if I'm feeling really stressed out, if I'm feeling anxiety, and I just stop and check myself and check in and think, okay, where am I? What am I feeling? What am I worrying about in this moment? What am I happy about in this moment? And I think that has been really beneficial for me. It's very eye-opening. It's a shadow work in itself, that practice where I'm allowing myself to look into the darkness of my everything. And look at, okay, what might be stopping me? Am I embarrassed and I don't want to put myself out there? Am I feeling like my voice is super, super small when everybody else has a super big voice? Am I feeling different because I like to be with animals and plants more than I like to be with people sometimes? Am I different because I have a very visual brain versus an analytical brain? And the answer to all of those things is yes, absolutely. And that is the guts of how I roll. I've learned that over time because I have some earned wisdom now with my life. So that's kind of how I'm wired in a sense. So I think identifying how you're wired is definitely a helpful first step. Determining where are you at in terms of fear? Is your fear completely paralyzing you? Or is your fear putting a spotlight on the areas that might need a little bit more attention? Personally, I can say yes to both of those. It's a matter of sorting things out. And so there's layers. The deep, deep, deep rooted stuff is the root, right? The root to why you're so afraid of certain things. And that's the scariest part. But if you can kind of get down to those points and realize, oh, this horrible thing might have happened, or oh, I had this very emotional experience as a kid, and now that's really shaped me as an adult and has kind of paved my way at this point. When you realize those things, you can kind of come to a fork in the road. Do you want to stay on the path that you're at? Maybe that's great and you're feeling super comfortable with that. Or maybe you want to try something different. Maybe you want to lean into your fear a little bit more. Maybe you want to try some different things that you haven't tried in the past. And that's really up to you. There's no right or wrong or anything here. It's just a matter of self-exploration and self-knowledge and earned wisdom as you go along on your path. So it's really up to you to decide what you're going to do with that. So now, you fast forward to today, and I'm older, and I'm wiser, and I'm a mama, and I have 2 wonderful children who are adults now and make this world a better place. So I have a stake in the ground. I know what's right. I know what's wrong. I know what I truly believe in and how I feel. And I have a voice. So it took me a while to get here, but I have that voice. And that fear actually is the fuel behind that voice. And part of that means being 100% authentic in public. You know how sometimes we get gussied up and we put on our makeup and we put on our nice clothes and we go out to a party. Well, what happens if you just show up in your bathrobe and no makeup? I know that's extreme, but what if? It's still real, right? So why not celebrate the person who you are, the person who you are without makeup, the person who you are when you don't really care what you're wearing. To just be authentically you. That's pretty scary to step into. But over time, I've learned to do that, and it's just fabulous. During this time, actually, I was studying shamanism, so I was really looking deeply at all things. And again, I realized that the fear of breaking away from what I was used to and stepping into something super, super new and super authentic that's totally me. Using my voice for me, not for somebody else who's paying me to use my voice, right? That scared me a lot. But I did it. And with that, what I have found is inner freedom, inner strength, a lot of clarity, and gosh, I wouldn't change any of it for anything. I think as scary as it was to make those changes, I had this inner knowing that it was the right thing to do. And so I'm so glad that I listened to my intuition. And today, I actually have the opportunity to teach other people how to do the same thing. Because, you know, we're all the same. It doesn't really matter what our career is or, you know, where we grew up. We all are human, and we all have fears, and we all have traumas, and we all have goals and deep-seated fears that go along with those goals. And it's really important that we don't let those get in our way. Because when we go forward, when we follow our intuition, we figure out what our life's work is, that's where the magic happens. So I'm very grateful for all of those hard lessons that I've learned, all of those. Oh my goodness, all the days I was so afraid to walk to school, all of the days that I was afraid to go to class, or even down to the opening my combination on my locker. I was so afraid that I wasn't going to get it and I would be late and everybody would see me struggling. I know it's such a silly thing, right? But it's not a silly thing. It's very, very real, and it shapes who I am as a person. So getting through those things is really important, and it's so liberating. So fear is fuel. That is my, I guess, answer to Sarah's question. Fear is so flipping scary, but is so flipping good, because it can project you into the next chapter. It can project you into the next path, or onto the next path. And that's good. It might not feel super comfortable in the moment, but it does make you stronger. And then, of course, there's fear on the whole other level, where it's like, okay, keep yourself safe, keep yourself alive, all of that. So that's a whole primal fear thing. But I do think that Sarah's question was about not the primal fear, but this social, real world fear. So let it help you with your compass, with which direction that you're going. Let it give you hints as to where you may be feeling a little bit stunted. And then when you come to those realizations where you're like, oh, okay, this is a little bit scary for you, then I invite you to really gently lean into that fear. Whatever it is, just take a step into it. It doesn't have to be a giant leap, but just step into your fears every single day, day after day after day, no matter how big or small they are. Just put your big toe in there. Keep it in that pool of fear. And that is going to keep you fueled. It's going to keep you empowered. It's going to keep you focused. So thank you, Sara, for your wonderful question. I hope this has been helpful. If any of you guys out there have questions, comments you want to share or add to what I've said, feel free to leave the comments below. We'll keep the conversation going. Maybe we can all learn a little bit more, huh? See what you started, Sara? All right, tons and tons of love to all of you. Mwah! I'll see you soon. Namaste.